You think you control everything, but you've never even read the rules. Starting today, all the power you thought you had will be taken from you. I laid the files in front of him. Every page was evidence of his violations. His laughter stopped abruptly, fingers gripping the edge of the table, powerless to stop the facts from unfolding. He looked at himself, embarrassed, helpless, regretful, and finally understood he had never truly been in control. A week earlier, there had been a confrontational conversation in the office. "You're dead weight in this company." He knocked a coffee can on the desk, grinning like he was announcing the weather. "Including you." I closed my notebook slowly, eyes fixed on his hands. "You sure you know who keeps this system running?" He shrugged, tapping the iced coffee can. "You're the patcher, the fixer. I need agile executors." "Dead weight," I repeated, chewing the unfamiliar word. "I know exactly who you mean." He leaned back, scanning the open floor with a mocking smile. "Fresh blood always brings innovation, right? Old methods just slow things down." I closed my notebook, lifted my coffee, and took a measured sip, completely unshaken. Years of experience had taught me the real fight wasn't in arguments, but in recording and preparing. Late at night, I returned to the office alone. The printer hummed. The lights reflected off the empty floor. Files were laid out neatly. Scanned contracts, invoices, back-end operation logs. She sat across from me, fingers hovering above the folder. "Are you really going to do this?" "It's not me planning it. It's the opportunity he handed me." I slid the final contract toward her, pen tracing lightly across the paper like locking a mechanism. During the performance meeting, he'll hand himself the noose. At a corner coffee shop, I met the friend connected to the investors face to face. "Structural violations," she said, flipping through the copies calmly. "The record deletions late at night, they're his doing." Another document slid across the table, screenshots clearly showing unauthorized vendor changes. I sipped the cold coffee. By the end-of-month performance review, he'll hand himself the noose. The meeting room lights were harsh. This old-school thinking just slows innovation. He looked like he was giving a TED Talk. I placed the black envelope on the table. "Then let's see what really slows what down." The crisp sound of thick paper. "Unauthorized appointments will be considered invalid and trigger equity reversion." Someone read the document aloud. "Effective immediately." The chair scraped against the floor. His face turned as white as paper. "No, this can't. You can't do this." One page after another. Violated contracts, unapproved vendors, personal entertainment spending, deleted data logs. "Please give me a chance. I can fix this." I gathered the envelope calmly. "Chance? You never gave anyone else one." The head of legal entered. "The clause has been confirmed." His eyes widened. "How is this possible?" I stepped across the table, bag over my shoulder. "Possible, yes. Allowed by me? No. Allowed by the rules." He stood, hands gripping the edge of the table, teeth clenched. "You can't do this. I have investors backing me." I didn't answer, pushing the door open. Light fell on his rigid figure. The hallway was empty. I closed the door behind me. My shadow stretched long under the lights. The elevator doors closed. His heavy breathing echoed down the empty corridor. My phone vibrated. Clause activated. Company control reverted to original shareholders. Execution complete. The next day, the company quietly stirred. Walking into the open office, a few employees typed with lowered heads, exchanging furtive glances. "Did you hear? Trent's been removed." "Really?" "Yes, legal documents went into effect immediately. No negotiation." I sat by the window, organizing the USB drive calmly. "All actions over the past 3 years are recorded." I murmured to myself as if speaking to the air. At the far end of the hall, the former junior HR manager looked up. "You did it." I nodded. "Rules enforced. Things no one else could handle." She smiled faintly, returning to her work. In the company meeting room, Trent sat in an empty chair, clutching documents, trembling. "This isn't fair. You can't do this." The legal papers lay on the table, cold, methodical, emotionless. "You never really had any power," I said quietly. He jumped to his feet. The chair hit the wall. His voice cracked. "Please don't do this. I can fix it." I didn't answer, turning away. Down the hall, employees peeked at my back, silent witnesses. All the rules, contracts, and procedures executed perfectly, under my control. In the afternoon, the head of finance whispered as he passed by, "You checked every contract?" I nodded slightly, pointing to the neatly arranged folders. Every record, time-stamped, signed. I walked into the server room, lights flickering over racks of humming machines. Every log, every backup, every user action meticulously archived. Proof against any attempt to rewrite history. She followed silently. "You've literally prepared for every loophole." "I didn't just prepare," I said. "I anticipated him. Every move, every cover-up. It's all here." A few hours later, the boardroom was full. The original shareholders were briefed, watching the documents unfold one by one. One of them muttered, "This is airtight. He can't dispute anything." Another leaned back, impressed. "Who prepared this?" I kept my expression neutral, simply nodded and let the evidence speak. Trent arrived, flustered and pleading. "You can't. I have investors. There's no way." "Every unauthorized action is recorded," I said. "Every contract, every deletion, every expense. The rules speak for themselves." He looked around, panic rising. Employees exchanged glances. Whispers filled the room. "Please. I'll resign voluntarily. Just don't enforce all this at once." I slid the final folder across. "It's not voluntary. It's not negotiation. It's execution." Weeks later, departments had stabilized. Workflows were restored. Teams collaborated efficiently. No corners cut. No shortcuts tolerated. People began whispering in the break rooms. "She didn't just remove him. She cleaned the entire system." Yeah, she's precise. Scary but precise. I returned to my office, placed the last file in the drawer, and glanced out the window. The city continued below, indifferent, unaware of the quiet shift in power. I closed my eyes briefly, savoring the calm. No chaos, no shouting. Just rules executed and power restored. Walking out of the building, phone vibrated. "Execution complete. Shareholders confirmed. Well done." I locked the screen, started the car. The cold wind struck my face. 15 years of patience, vigilance, and preparation had culminated in one perfect execution. No applause, no recognition, just clear, silent victory. A few days later, Trent appeared at the entrance, pale and disheveled, carrying a stack of folders in desperation. I made mistakes. I can correct." I didn't look up. I only nodded slightly toward the security guard. He froze, realization hitting him. Every move he ever made was documented. Every privilege revoked. For the first time, he truly understood the meaning of consequence, watching his empire crumble silently around him.